This is the Lockpicking Lawyer, and today I am going to show you the 10 biggest and baddest padlocks in my collection. Now there is a question I have received probably hundreds of times, and that is, what is the best padlock? It's a question I've never answered and probably never will, because I think there's a point at which locks become so good that comparing them really loses all practical meaning. And I can tell you right now that every single one of the locks that I'm about to show you falls into that category. That begs the question, how do we rank them for purposes of this video? And what we're going to do is this. I'm going to show them to you in order of weight, starting with the lightest lock, which itself is over 2 pounds, and proceeding to the heaviest, which is just shy of 5 pounds. So, all of that being said, let's start with the first lock, the Baddest Model 37R Key 80. It is a massive 80 millimeter lock body with a well-protected steel shackle, and it uses the Baddest Plus core, a very, very pick-resistant core that I would say is certainly beyond my current abilities, and probably there are only a handful of people in the world who would stand a chance picking one of these open. The next lock is another disc detainer padlock in the number 9 slot, weighing in at 2 pounds 13 ounces, is the Abloy Model 362. It has a massive 16 millimeter shackle that's protected by a high shackle guard, and this features one of the most pick-resistant cores in the world, the Abloy ProTech. If we put this key in, you can see this lock operates very smoothly. However, without this key, I venture to say someone would have a very, very difficult time opening that up. The next lock, in the number 8 slot, weighing in at 2 pounds 14 ounces, is the only lock in the lineup without a high shackle guard. It is the very, very uniquely designed Rotolock. And the defining characteristic of this lock is the round body. And the lack of shackle guard and the round body are with a purpose. These locks are designed to be used on shipping containers, where once in place, you would not be able to access the shackle to attempt to cut it. Now, the round body is because shipping containers, a common attack on them would be to take a long pole with a fork on the end that wraps around a padlock, and they would use that long pole to twist the lock, either breaking the lock itself or the mechanism on the shipping container. The round body makes it such that getting a grip to twist this lock would be very difficult, and even if you could get a grip on this lock, the steel sleeve around the outside is mounted on ball bearings, so all it would do is spin. As far as the core inside of here, this came to me new in its package with a Kaba 20 core, which is very, very pick resistant. However, in that package was not a key. So I was able to pick it open, and I replaced it with the Icon R10 core. And I actually showed this particular lock in video number 250. So if you're interested in seeing me pick that one open, you can find that video there. This lock works very, very nicely. Okay, in the number 7 slot, we break the 3-pound barrier. At 3 pounds 7 ounces is a military padlock, the Sargent Greenleaf Model 831. Right away, you will notice that the shackle is not exposed at all. It is buried deep in this massive lock body. To open it up, we use the Medico core, and that allows the shackle to be removed from the top. Now, I will say that there are later versions of this lock that have ceramic inserts in them to make them very difficult to grind through. Unfortunately, I do not have any of them to show you. In the number 6 slot, at 3 pounds 7 ounces, is the ASA Ruko 4-5 padlock. This is one of 2 shutter style locks, and To open it up, you have to operate an ASA Twin Maximum core. It is very, very pick resistant. And once we open that core, you can see the shackle pops out the side. As you can imagine, once this is locked in place, it would be very difficult to access that shackle to attempt to cut it. Okay, coming in at the number 5 slot at 3 pounds 8 ounces is the CASP model 19070X. This is a very beefy lock, but unfortunately the core that comes in it is not terribly pick resistant. You can see me opening that in my video number 200. These locks are, however, designed to have the core swapped out with any standard Euro profile cylinder, and I did exactly that and put a MultiLock MT5 Plus core in there. As you can see, this lock operates very nicely and is a very beefy, very solid lock. Moving on to the number 4 slot, we are breaking the 4-pound barrier with the MultiLock C16 with the high shackle guard. This has a massive 16mm shackle and a interesting lock body construction. You can see we have the armored exterior and a brass interior. And lest you think that soft brass would allow you to attack it from the side, the shackle travels all the way down both sides of this lock, guarding it from destructive attacks from the side. The core in this is the MultiLock Interactive. It is pick resistant, but not overly so. However, this lock is available with the MultiLock MT5 Plus core, so if you want the more pick resistant version, that is available. This particular lock, if you would like to see me picking it open, you can find that on video number 235. Okay, moving to the number 3 slot is another MultiLock, weighing in at 4 pounds 5 ounces, is the lock with the largest shackle in this entire lineup, and that is the MultiLock E18H with a massive 18-inch shackle. Unfortunately, this lock is no longer made, and they stopped production before MultiLock came out with the MT5 Plus core. So the only core that was available for this lock was the MultiLock Interactive, which is very pick resistant, however, not overly so. If you'd like to see me pick this particular lock, you can see that in video number 329. Okay, going up to the number 2 slot at 4 pounds 12 ounces is another military lock and another lock that is no longer made. It is the High Shear model LK1200. It is an extraordinarily massive lock that was designed for locking up military munitions. Unfortunately, there was a problem, and that was the lock was so heavy it tended to bend or break the crates it was locking up. So it was replaced with another lock from this list. That is this one, the Sargent Greenleaf model 831. This lock also has a Medico core in it, and it is the other lock in the collection, or in this lineup, that has the shutter lock design. And as you can see, as we turn the key, that captive shackle opens up. A very, very beefy and very robust lock. Finally, we get to the number 1 spot on the list, weighing in at 4 pounds 14 ounces, just shy of 5 pounds, is the Squire model SS80CS Padlock. A absolutely massive lock, huge 16mm shackle, high shackle guard, and the core inside is the Mauer NW4. It's a very pick resistant lock. It has 6 dimple pins, some sliders, and also an interactive element to make it very difficult to make unauthorized copies of this key. To see me picking open this particular lock, you can see that on video number 371. So That is the end of the list. I have to say, it was not an easy list to put together. I probably have another 10 locks that easily could have made this lineup, but were excluded. So it is a little bit arbitrary. But if there's a lock that you would have liked to have seen here, please put it in the comments below or any other comments. If you liked this video and would like to see more like it, please subscribe. And as always, have a nice day. Thank you.